part of food safety is understanding food additives and how they are used in the food supply. In this video, we are going to describe the purposes and safety of a few food additives. Let's talk about how food additives are regulated in the United States. The FDA, or the Food and Drug Administration, determines if additives are safe. Additives are very strictly controlled, and they're well studied for safety before they can be added to foods. For an additive to be used, it must be effective in doing what it's supposed to do. For example, some additives are used to prolong the shelf life of a food, or they might be used to decrease microbial growth, or maybe they're used to add flavor, or maybe they're used to enhance nutrients. An additive cannot disguise any inferior product, so it can't be used to deceive consumers. And it also can't destroy or significantly destroy nutrients that are found in the food. Additives must be detected and measured in foods, and of course, they must be safe. So all of this information is tested and studied and documented and provided to the FDA before an additive can be used in a food. And most of the time it takes many, many years. And when the FDA approves additives, the amounts are much smaller than any risk level that might occur. And that brings us to the benefits of the additive must outweigh any risks. Here's an example. Years ago, there were a lot of colorings added to food. I think there were over about 80 colorings added to food. But over time, that has been reduced to only 10 approved colorings that can be added to food. And that is because the coloring might enhance the appearance, but if it's not safe, then the benefits outweigh the safety of that. Now, some additives are what are called GRAS, or generally recognized as safe. It's an acronym that is used. These are exempt from the full FDA procedure above. They are additives that have been in use for a very long time and have shown no hazards or adverse effects. But no additives are permanently approved. They're all reviewed periodically. And interestingly, salt and sugar are the most commonly used additives in food, and they are both on the GRAS list. But let's look at some specific additives that we see. One is nitrites. They inhibit rancidity and they prevent bacterial growth, especially the growth of botulism. They also preserve the pink color that we find in hot dogs and cured meats such as bacon or ham. A concern with the nitrites is they can be converted to nitrosamines in the GI tract in the stomach, and that has been linked to colon cancer in animals. Sulfites are an additive that are used to prevent oxidation. They act as antioxidants. They're found in many processed foods, and particularly in wine. They also occur naturally in some foods. They occur naturally in cheeses and wines. Sulfites are harmless for most people, but few people may have an allergic reaction to sulfites. And the FDA does prohibit the addition of sulfites on any food that's meant to be eaten raw. Now, MSG is monosodium glutamate, monosodium glutamate. It's a flavor enhancer that's found commonly in Asian cuisine. Some people can be sensitive to monosodium glutamate, and in those people who are sensitive, they might have a flushing or burning of the skin where they turn red or get a headache. And so restaurants or places that use MSG write on the menu that the product contains MSG. Non-nutritive sweeteners are sweeteners such as Equal or Sweet and Low, Splenda, Truvia, Stevia. There are a number of them. They've been around for a very long time. In fact, saccharin, which is the sweetener found in Sweet and Low, was discovered in the late 1800s. They provide sweet taste, but they're not sugar, and most of them don't have calories. They come from different things. For example, aspartame or Equal is a combination of 2 amino acids. Splenda or sucralose is a modified sucrose molecule. Like other additives, non-nutritive sweeteners go through the full FDA process to show that they are safe. So they go through rigorous testing, and safe amounts are quite high. The acceptable intake, I think, for aspartame, which is found in like diet soda pops, the equivalent is to consuming 18 cans of diet soda every day for a very long period of time. So at moderate intake, there are no health risks associated with these. They've been studied to see if they help with weight control. There's limited evidence to suggest they do that. They've also been studied for the reduction of dental caries or cavities, and they do improve the incidence of cavities. These are much, much sweeter than sugar itself, and so they use them in very tiny amounts. The last additive that we are going to talk about is adding nutrients to food. We can either fortify or enrich foods, so we can add nutrients that naturally occur in foods to higher levels, or we can add nutrients that don't naturally occur in foods to fortify that food or enrich that food. Some examples we have are milk. We add vitamin A and vitamin D to milk, or you may have seen orange juice that's had calcium added to it, or rice that's been enriched with a lot of B vitamins. Adding these nutrients to the products are safe.